Want to achieve your dream goal? Listen to the tips from the guy who made it happen to himself. I dropped 70 pounds going from a 4X to a 1X in 4 years. I went from 10K to 6 figures without a college degree. You too can get the goals you set. It's time to live your best life now. I'm your host, Tony Woodall, and welcome to Goal Getting Podcast. Hello and welcome, goal getters. I do appreciate you joining us today for our show. This is Tony Woodall, your host, and it's a wonderful, wonderful week. I want to thank you for being here today. You had a chance to listen to any podcast out there. There are so many great ones out there, and I appreciate you choosing ours and coming in to listen to Goal Getting Podcast. Today is our weekly show on Wednesday, and I do appreciate you showing up to join us midweek. Hump Day, as they call it. And to start the episode here in the show, I want to apologize. Today was actually supposed to be my interview with Nickquolette Barrett of iRockResumes. Unfortunately, I had some technical difficulties with the recording that I unfortunately didn't find out until too late. I was going this weekend to edit the show and get it ready for today and realized as I was listening to the show that I had some technical problems and didn't pick up Nickquolette's audio. And unfortunately, it's just me talking by myself and not anybody else. So it wasn't good for me to put out, and I didn't want to put another interview up. I don't have anything in line. I've got a interview this weekend that I will be doing and make sure that I have good audio and then put that up as well. But I'm going to re-record. I've already spoken with Nickquolette, and again, Nickquolette, I apologize. Online here for everybody to hear. We will get together and re-record that episode, and then I will let you know when I reschedule it on the show, folks. I am deeply sorry. I've had some problems like that several times doing interviews, and just the audio is not working. I have a feeling my computer's on its last leg, and I'm going to have to purchase a new one soon. That's going to hopefully happen soon. But anyway, I want you to visit Nickquolette Barrett's website at iRockResumes.com. That's the letter I, rock, R-O-C-K, resumes, R-E-S-U-M-E-S.com, iRockResumes.com, to visit her Academy of Professional Development. She's got some great information out there on the website, and I will have her valuable information that she provided in our interview to you on the next show. This is, again, I apologize because I know a lot of people are working on goals to improve their careers, to get a job potentially. Nickquolette has some great ideas. When I met her at Podcast Movement 15 in July of this year in Fort Worth, we ended up sitting next to each other in one of the keynote addresses. And I sat next to her and we got to talking afterwards and before the keynote and kind of hit it off. And, we've actually become very good friends. And, she's a great lady, has some great ideas and some great tools that she offers. And, our interview was great with a lot of valuable tips for you to help you, improve your career and, improve your resumes, improve your interviewing skills, things like that. And she's really good. So go check out her resume at iRockResumes.com, and I will have the episode re-recorded with her, and then we'll go, and you can actually get those valuable tips. So I hope to do that in the next couple weeks. We have a couple more Wednesdays before the new year, and I plan to reschedule Nickquolette, that in that time within the next couple of weeks. And I have another interview that I'm going to be doing this weekend, and I will put her on the show as well for the end of the year. She's a person that is very important for executives, helping them and entrepreneurs, not necessarily executives, but for entrepreneurs, people who are very busy with work and, growing their business, things like that, and just don't have time to exercise or don't know how to find the time necessarily to exercise. I'm being one of those, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But, when I talk to her, she's got a great program for busy, entrepreneurs who need to spend time working out and getting in shape. And that's key. Health is important for us as entrepreneurs and in life in general. You only have one body. You have to take care of that. If you can't get around, it makes it very difficult to do your job, do your business, to do anything. And you want to take care of your health. And that's always actually, weight loss is the number one New Year's resolution since we're getting into the new year and the end of the year. A lot of people are making New Year's resolutions. And I always tell you on Goal Getting Podcast not to bother making New Year's resolutions. What you need to do is make goals, set goals to lose weight if that's what you want to do, and define a great action plan to help you do that. And our guest that we're going to be having by the end of the year on the 30th, I hope, is to have her out here to tell us how to do that. So we'll be talking again with a personal trainer, and wellness person at the end of the year. So we want to go with that. And, one of the things I just want to talk about is I've had a couple of goals that I didn't achieve this year. We all have that. It's something that, we strive for. We set goals. We set deadlines. That's key to doing that. But sometimes life gets in the way and, we don't plan accordingly. We don't take the priorities that we need or whatever. And, my first goal that I had this year that I didn't achieve is to reach my goal weight of 185 pounds. That was something I desperately needed to do to, make my health better. It will help me with my, I'm type 2 diabetic and I need to get my weight down. And this is something that I have to do that. I got very busy with the podcast when I went to the Goal Getting Quote of the Day in July. Doing that 6 days a week plus the weekly, it really took a lot of time. And, I'm not making excuses. I'm the one who, didn't do what I needed to do. So, I just got busy and, priorities weren't there. And that's something I have to make a priority to get myself in better health. So, I want to live a long life, and the key is to maintain your health. So I'd have to lose a little bit of weight. I've done some great work, with the goal achievement success system that I have to lose weight. I just haven't been following it the way I need to. I went from almost 300 pounds, 296 pounds down to 210 pounds, and I was doing very well. And so since then I put on a little bit more weight and, back on, and I need to get that off and get back down to my goal weight of 185 pounds. And accountability is key. So I'm going to ask you to hold me accountable as I start to work on setting my new goal for 2016 for losing that weight to 185 pounds. So stay with me and keep that accountability for me, because you should have somebody to hold you accountable, and I'm going to ask you to help me with that. The second goal that I had set this year that I have not accomplished was to create an online goals course. That has been something I've wanted to do, to be able to provide you with an online course to teach you how to use the goal achievement success system to set your goals correctly, to use the 9 steps to successful goal achievement and the 3 keys to, goal setting. And then I talked recently in episode 34, 35, and 36 about the Mental Bank program and how that works. And I really want to do an online course, a webinar for you. And I'm going to be putting that together this coming year and working on that. But I did not achieve that goal. And, it's the only person's fault is mine for not taking the time. I can't blame anybody but myself. I had, the quote of the day that I changed. It just got really busy trying to get all of that done, plus the interviews and the training on the weekly show. And then I also had, my career change mid-year, where I went from the career that I had to my new career as a community manager for the bank that I work at, and, doing that, as well as, one of the great things that, working in this new role that I have is they're interested in doing podcasts at the company, at the bank. And I've been asked to kind of head that up for our internal podcast that we're doing, and working with the company and our marketing department to potentially do some external podcasts as well. So that has been one of my goals. So I've kind of, even though I didn't achieve my goals there, I got this new goal to start working on, helping to produce podcasts and doing podcasts for the bank for internal use as well as potentially for external use. So that is really exciting to me for next year. And, that's going to, take a lot of time to do that and to do it right for the bank. We are very concerned, or not concerned, but we are very big on good quality and doing good quality work. So, I hope to be taking that on in the next year as well. So that's going to tie me up a little bit with that at work, and I'm excited about that. So I'm having a blast, love what I'm doing and everything. So I want to let you know that, because of all this and some of the revamping of the goals that I have that I've got to get back onto, I really do need to take care of my health and spend time at the gym. And, and I say the time I was busy, and as I said, I take complete ownership of the fact that, I didn't go to the gym. I didn't work out as much as I need, but that's really not the whole key. When we talk about weight loss, there's two things or more that make up that. One of those is, working out, exercising, burning calories. But the key also, and probably 80% of weight loss, is diet, eating things that you need to eat and eating properly. And that is where I have the total blame on that. So, I did not, even though I didn't work out the way I should have, not eaten the way that I did. And I'm going to have to pay attention to that. So I'm resetting my goal for this next year to maintain the same 185-pound goal that I have. But I've got to rewrite my goals and my priorities on that. And that being said, I want to let you know that I'm going to be revamping the Goal Getting podcast for season 2. Yes, I did say a season 2. I'm planning on doing some redesign of our podcast. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to end season 1 of Goal Getting podcast. And I know you didn't know it was a season, but it is a season. And, I started the podcast February 25th of this year. And we're going to end season 1 at the end of December for our weekly, Wednesday shows that we do for Goal Getting Podcast. We're going to take a winter season break in January, and we're going to return for season 2 of Goal Getting Podcast weekly show on February 25th, 2016. So on February 25th is, as I mentioned, the 1-year anniversary of the show's launch. We're going to launch season 2 on February 25th of 2016. We're going to go through some modifications and revamping of the format of the show. I'm working on that right now, trying to redesign the show a little bit, make it more appealing, more educational for you. And what I would like to say is, if you have any ideas about the show that you would like to share, maybe some things that you would love to see on the show, that's how we started the having the interviews that we did. People had said that they would love to be able to see some interviews or hear interviews with people that are trying to do some of the things that they are, and get their, tips, inspiration, and strategy for, achieving the goals that they're trying to achieve, and goals that they had already achieved. So that's what we did. So I would love to get your information on that. You can send me an email at Tony@goalgettingpodcast.com. That's Tony@goalgettingpodcast.com. Send me an email. Let me know what you're wanting to hear next year or season 2. Do you have some people that you would like to have interviewed? Somebody maybe who's achieved a goal that you're working on that you want to, get information. Let me know who that would be, and any questions that I should ask them that you might have, or anything that you want to know about the particular career, what they do, or, how you're doing that. We can talk to them about that, and I would appreciate that. So send me your ideas, your questions, anything that you would like to see in season 2 to Tony@goalgettingpodcast.com. Now, I also want to ask you to continue listening to Goal Getting Quote of the Day. I will still be doing the Goal Getting Quote of the Day during the winter break. However, I'm going to change the format of that going in the winter break to, instead of right now we're doing 6 days a week of that every day, but Wednesday We're going to change that to 4 episodes per week for the goal-getting quote of the day during the winter break. That's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. We will have the goal-getting quote of the day out there for you. While we're redesigning the show during the break, again, I want you to ask or tell me what you want to see at Tony@goalgettingpodcast.com. Let me know your ideas, any questions. Just let me know. Talk to me a little bit about what you'd like to see for season 2. I've got some ideas of how I want to streamline it myself right now, but if you want to have interviews with specific people, let me know. I do plan on continuing to do some interviews, but I need to find out how I can do those better for you to make them more efficient and just get more value out of them for you. So let me know what you want to hear, what you want to find out from the guests, any particular guests that you would like to see. Also, if you keep listening to our quote of the day episodes, I'm going to be discussing some of the ideas that I hear from you. So if you send me an email with some ideas or something, about the show, what you'd like to see, I will talk about that on our quote of the day. Just, kind of give you a heads up through the winter break of what we're working on or some of the ideas that you shared and mention your name on the show. I'd also like to thank all of our guests that we've had this year. It has been a phenomenal year. You guys have really just kept, coming and listening to the show. Our listeners, you've increased, 3 times from what we did when we started the quote of the day. And, that's just grown tremendously and I appreciate it. So I really appreciate it. You guys listening, I guess should be the first persons I thank, for the show and the continued success of it. It's just made me really, happy and thrilled to be able to share the information that I have, and the guests that I have. And I want to thank all of our guests that we've interviewed on the show. We've had some phenomenal guests out there and, it's been great. So I really do appreciate, you, the listener. I appreciate all the guests. And I also want to thank my friend, Mark Sensinger. Most of you, if you've listened to the early shows, I've mentioned Mark several times, but if you listen to any of the shows, you hear the music that we use in the intro and on the outro as we go out. That was done by my friend, Mark Sensinger. So I want to thank Mark for the show's music. Mark is a composer, a great composer, and he wrote that music specifically for Goal Getting Podcast. I worked with Mark at First Republic Bank, where I work. He actually worked, as one of my team members. And, Mark is a great composer. The piece is called Baccarat. I want to thank you, Mark. And if you guys want to find out more about Mark, you can go to his website at marksensinger.com. That's Mark, Mark, Sensinger. Sensinger is how I try to tell people to, spell it, marksensinger.com, and check out his, his pieces that he's written. He's got several of them on his website and you can hear some great music. And, if you like it, get in touch with Mark and get him to write something for you. If you're a podcaster, you need some show music, you can get Mark to compose it for you. If you need something written for a special someone, you can get Mark to compose it for you. He's a great composer. Go out and, listen to his pieces that he has out there. He's got some great orchestral, pieces. He's, just done some great jazz, different types of things. So go out and listen to Mark at marksensinger.com. Again, thank you, Mark. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate your music and I appreciate you providing that for us on the show. So folks, go out and listen to Mark and, get some great music for you. So I hope you stay with us during the winter break and join us for season 2 on February 25th, 2016. It will be a great time to catch up on all of our past shows, the Goal Getting Quote of the Day, our weekly shows, the different episodes that we have out there. Go out and listen to those. If you haven't listened to them yet, it'll give you a chance to do that. I'd also like to thank my wife, Lisa, for putting up with me and with my late nights. I stay up late doing podcast stuff. I get up early in the morning to do that and go to work so I can work, late hours on this. And, it takes time away from her. I spend a lot of my weekends recording the Quote of the Day episodes and the other episodes and editing those interviews on the weekends. So it takes time away from her. So I do appreciate her, and her putting up with me during this time while I pursue my passion and my goals. So I hope you had a great year and that you get the goals you set. Join us next year, and let's make 2016 your best year ever as we go out and get the goals we set. So thank you. This is Tony Woodall, your host. I look forward to, talking with you for the rest of the year as we do some interviews. And then I want to, let you listen to us on our quote of the day, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. And we will talk with you with season 2 in February 2016. So thank you. You guys go out and make today a great day.